To talk about this game, we have to go back to the 9th of December 2017 when Leeds took on Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road. A key Maruf hat-trick for the Whites secured all 3 points, but little did they know that that would be the one victory in the past 6 years going to London. Since then, Leeds have had some absolute shockers in London, getting humped by Bamford, Millwall and Fulham, to name a few. And yes, I know I've used that intro before, but second time's the charm, and this time I feel it's really going to garnish us that win. Hey guys, it's your boy JT, and welcome back to South Stand Stories, where we're going to be going through your Leeds United versus Fulham pre-match preview. If you do enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. And hey, if you're a Leeds fan, check out some of my other content. You may just like it. And if you do, subscribe to make sure you don't miss up on any other videos. However, if you don't, then as always, a comment letting me know where I can improve would also be very much appreciated. Let's get into it. So, another match in London, and hopefully this time it can be the one. I'm sounding like a broken record at this point. Every time we play in London, we think this could be the chance. This has to be the one, and then we end up failing. But this time, it quite literally has to be the one, because we are playing Fulham, who are in the relegation zone. Sure, they got a good victory against Liverpool. Sure, they're a lot better than what people give them credit for, and I will get into that later. However, we got to be beating them if we are going to get ourselves into that top half of the table. We've been on a rut of late. We haven't been able to buy a win since that Southampton victory. A couple of poor performances in there. A very good performance against Chelsea, and hopefully we can keep that momentum kicking, because this is a must win for me. And of course, it's against our old foe, Fulham. We fought them last year in the Championship. We're fighting them this year in the Premier League. And a manager who has always come off decently tactically against Marcelo Bielsa. Now, I think Parker is a very, very underrated manager. Everybody slates him. They call him a PE teacher. He's a bit of a Mickey Mouse. He's a fraud. He doesn't have any experience. But compared to a lot of other young managers like Frank Lampard, and I'm not just getting on Frank Lampard for this, but Scott Parker has showed great adaptability with his team, and he's got them playing some very decent stuff with what are somewhat limited resources. And it seems like there's more of a long-term plan there than last time when they're in the Premier League and they just splashed all the cash. There was no actual philosophy or identity there. I think Scott Parker is actually building something where they're playing some good patterns of football. They're shoring up a bit defensively. They're looking tougher to beat, and they are actually causing teams some problems. And I think if they do stay up next year, then they could really, push up to mid-table with the right few additions. Having said that, they're nothing that we can't beat, and what we have shown is that Bielsa can beat him in the tactical battle. He did it last year in the 3-0. Look, that 3-0 last year was very, very deceiving. The first half, they were actually all over us, and we were very lucky to go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead. Ended up then destroying them in the second half, getting another 2 goals to make it 3-0. But generally, they did show at times that they can play against us. They can hold the ball. And what they have done a lot is they pressed us. They pressed us. A lot of teams are scared to press us because they feel like we're just going to expose them and cut them open on the counter. But with Fulham, they're used to our style of play. They played against us in the Championship, and they know that they can press up and they can get us on the loose balls. Furthermore, Anguissa, if he's playing, he is top draw, because he is one of those ball carriers. I say it every time. If there's one thing that really, really scares me as a Leeds fan, it is the ball carriers, the players that can carry the ball from deep, because those players are the ones that always cause us problem with the man-to-man marking system. Their gaps are there, and the gaps are there to be exploited. Calvin Phillips got done up by Anguissa a couple of times last time we played them at Ellen Road. This time, hopefully, he can be a bit more alert to that challenge and can help isolate him out of the game, because when Calvin is on form, that is our only defence to it, and it is a pretty damn good defence if you ask me. As of today, which is 1 day before the game, it doesn't appear that Calvin will be out. It seems he's 100% match fit, as with Struijk, so I'm going to love to see that partnership ripen again with Calvin in the midfield and Struijk behind him at defence, because those two complement each other so well. When one pushes in, the other one drops back, and they're both very, very comfortable with the ball at their feet. They can carry the ball themselves, and they have very good distribution. I think those two are very, very good together, and I'm excited to see how their partnership will blossom, should I say. In terms of Fulham, they're going to be missing Bobby De Cordova-Reid, as well as the main man Tom Cairney. Cairney, I don't think causes us too many problems when he plays against us, to be honest, and De Cordova-Reid, I don't see as too much of a miss either. If they are going to cause us problems, it is going to come from the likes of the Geese or through Ademola Lookman on the ball. I think those two are really the danger men. Or Mitrovic. Oh, bloody hell, Mitrovic gives me nightmares. That guy always seems to score against us. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but this year he's been very, very average at times. But whenever he comes up against Leeds, whenever he does, he's always on form. He's always causing us problems. He's harrying us. He's elbowing people. He's shoving them on the floor. He's getting himself about in the box. And kind of Giroud-esque with the movement in the box. He's someone that can really capitalise area and open up some space for himself. So those seem to be the kind of players that we struggle against as well. And I feel like if we can try and isolate those three from the game, if we can stop Mitrovic from getting too much service, if we can halt Ademola Lookman's progress with the ball, then we could really be looking at a positive result here. The big news for Leeds, though, is that the main man, Patrick Bamford, is back. It's looking like he's back at least. The injury, of course, we were all scared that he was going to be out for a long time coming off. It didn't look too good with his groin. However, he is going to be back. And speaking of Patrick Bamford, I saw the team news today for England, the squad call-up. How has Ollie Watkins been picked above Patrick Bamford? That is criminal. Honestly, I almost spat out my cereal when I saw that. I could not believe my eyes. How Patrick Bamford has been robbed of an England call-up, I'll never know. That guy deserves it so much. I feel so bad for the guy. He definitely deserved the call-up. We can only hope that he gets hit when the actual Euros come around. And if he keeps scoring, then there's no reason why he can't. And you know what? It's time for you to stake your claim tomorrow, Patrick. Get a goal against Fulham. Get a goal away in London. Get Leeds their first away win in London. Put your name on the map. Say, Gareth Southgate, why are you not picking me? I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to show you I'm better than Watkins. I'm better than any other English striker on the planet. And you're going to show them. You're going to prove yourself. And he's going to do the business. I'm telling you, Patrick, the gauntlet has been placed down. It's just time for you to grab it. I'm going to go through my predicted 1 to 11. I'm going to go with Meslier and goal. I'm hearing a lot of rumours about him being sold. I really don't want to see that because we have persevered through some quite troubling times with him, and he's really starting to show the fruits of his labour now, really turning into a top keeper as the days go on. So I'd like to see how he could develop under us for another couple of years while we push for Europe. As the back two, Liam Cooper is ill, unfortunately, so he won't be able to feature. So I'm going to be looking at a partnership of Llorente and Struijk for me. Very interested to see how that one's going to work out. And with a physical beast like Mitrovic up top, how they can deal with someone like that. I'm very interested to see how they do it, because it could be a possible two partnership for the future, depending on how Robin Koch slots back in after he's fit again. On the right hand side of the defence, I'm going to go for Luke Ayling, and on the left, Alioski. This is because we are going to be without Rodrigo Moreno likely, so we are really going to need Dallas in that midfield, and therefore we're going to have to put Alioski at left back and obviously Bill at right back. Class there. Holding midfield role, we're going to be looking at Calvin Phillips. Again, he is going to be vital if we're going to get anything out of this game. On the left-hand side, I think I'm going to give Costa another run. You know what? He's been showing me enough recently where I think he can do the business. I think he does deserve a chance. And Jack Harris, it's not even anything to do with Jack Harrison. He's played very well recently. But hey, last time Costa played against Fulham, he scored 2. He played fantastically that day. So hey, maybe he can do it again. I'd like to give him his crack there. In the central midfield role, I am going to go with Roberts again. Roberts was phenomenal against Chelsea. He definitely deserves a starting place. Him next to Dallas, that could be a very, very interesting midfield against Fulham. I feel like we're going to have to outwork them. So I think Dallas can bring that. He can bring the mobility in the midfield. He's a bit more defensively sound to track the runners, and then give Tyler Roberts the chance to express himself up there. More creative runs, playing the balls from an advanced position, and having a few efforts on goal. You know, he almost scored an absolute blinder against Chelsea Unfortunate that he got tipped onto the crossbar, but I really think Roberts could have a very, very, very good performance against Fulham. And then on the right, I'm going to go for my main man, RAPHINHA, the king. Sure, the past few games, it hasn't worked out for him goals and assist-wise, but he has not given up. He has not quit. He's been trying to take them on every chance he gets. And he looks hungrier than ever, he looks angrier than ever, and he has a venom, and he's waiting to unleash it against Fulham. I can see it now. Him and my striker, Patrick Bamford, are going to link up very, very well indeed. You can mark my words on that one. I don't rate this Anderson geezer that much for Fulham. Everyone's banging on about how he's this class don, he's pure different gravy. I don't think he's anything better than anything we've got, and I think Bamford could really expose him tomorrow, and I feel like RAPHINHA could play a good part in that as well, whipping some dangerous balls into him. And that front four of Costa, Roberts, Bamford and RAPHINHA could be very, very, very interesting to watch. But that has been my 1 to 11. Let me know what yours is down below. Let me know what your Fulham 1 to 11 is. Who are you scared of? And what are you looking forward to in this game? What are your score predictions? What do you think is going to happen? Can we finally do it in London? Who knows? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below. And as I said, if you did enjoy the video, then a like could be very much appreciated. And just the chance to check out some of my other content. And if you do like it, as I said, then keep up to date by subscribing, ticking that bell on, and you won't miss another upload. But anyway, it has been JT. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow after the game. Come on, Leeds.